Hey everybody, just Jesse here, welcoming you back into my garage, my man cave for another day of accountability. How are you guys doing with yours today? I hope you guys are well. Today is Saturday, it's December 12th, the year 2020, and I read through Luke chapter 12 today. Now, Luke chapter 12 has to deal with how Jesus is charting the course for his disciples. So, when we look at things like that, we have to ask ourselves if we suffer from issues like integrity or anxiety, convictions, problem solving, greed, jealousy. Now, how about priorities or trusting God? I know that I deal with a few of them and at times all of them. Um, Not because I don't think about my actions, but because when I see these things happening, I have to figure out what's going on and then figure out how to change that in my life. Um, Sometimes it takes a long time, sometimes it's quick. It's like you'll just be in that moment and you'll go, wow, okay, I was being greedy here. Okay, God, how can I fix this in the future? How can I not be this way? Or, you know, I'm sorry, God, I was being jealous. I didn't notice it at first. Sometimes it takes somebody coming into your life to let you know that that happens. A friend or sometimes even a stranger. Um, but we have to change those things. And Jesus provided some really good instructions for his disciples and for us just on those issues alone right here in Luke chapter 12. But why those topics? Well, Jesus really intended to navigate life for his followers. He wanted to show them how to live successfully, and he wanted to give them an insight on using the Lord's perspective to see success in our life. And when we end up looking through God's eyes, when we use God's perspective on success, what does that involve? That involves things like decisions. We have to know the truth and accept it. Now, if you don't know the truth, there's no way you're going to be able to make those hard decisions like Solomon made. Um, one of the most wisest kings that there was, but he had God's wisdom. He knew the truth, he accepted it. Next, we see servanthood. We have to find a need and fill it. I'm not always the biggest patron of service. Um, I'm not huge into like volunteer work, but I need to be better at volunteering. It shows the love of God, and we do need to find that need in humanity and try to help fill it. Next, we see determination. We have to face a challenge and meet it. That challenge is going to show up right in front of your face. Sometimes it's going to knock the air out of you, knock you to the ground. But you need to get up, dust yourself off, and keep moving forward. You will overcome that. That's determination. Next, we're seeing sacrifice. We have to lose our life in order to find it. That's what God says. And it doesn't mean, to go out and take your own life. It doesn't mean to do stupid things that the end result cause, death. But what he's talking about is just denying ourselves daily. We have to know that this body is not going to live forever. This body is going to die, and in order to lose our life, to find it, we have to give our life over to God in order for Him to make that transformation. Next, we see preparation. We have to develop a plan, and we have to follow it. And that plan always has to be something that involves God. If you want to move forward in life, you have to prepare for that. Next, we see action. We must discover God's will, and we have to obey it. God does have a will. He does speak to us, but we have to listen. We have to actively search. And once we find whatever God's will is telling us, then we need to go out and we need to obey whatever God's asking us for. Next, we see that success involves a gift. We have to find our talent. We have to share it. God created each and every one of us different in so many different ways. Each of us have a talent that God's given us. And we need to find that as Christians, as leaders, and we need to share it. We need to get that out there amongst the masses. God gave that to us in order for us to use that to show God's grace and God's will and God's power. Lastly, we see that success involves durability. We must be tenacious and finish well. We know that this is a race. And as somebody who doesn't race very well in life, as real life struggles, we have to finish well. So the more that I read durability, the more that I think about it, I may not have to win the race as long as I finish well. Finishing well includes finishing at all. If you give up, if you stop going, you cannot finish well. Even if you're just before last place, if you finish just before last place, you're still finishing well. You're still finishing the race as it's intended. So those are some things that we see that Jesus pinpoints in Luke chapter 12 on God's perspective on success in life and what success involves for us. So we need to remember decisions, servanthood, determination, sacrifice, preparation, action, a gift, and durability. Those things, if we can master those things in our lives, will make our race so much easier to run. There's just no way around it. Jesus provided that as an instruction for us here in Luke chapter 12, and it's really cool to see. For those that haven't ever read Luke 12, it's a long chapter, but it's worth every word that's in that chapter. So I dare you to read it. I challenge you. I hope that Luke 12 talked to you like it did to me tonight, and I hope that if you're struggling with anything, that you'll reach out and ask for help. You can ask me, you can ask a friend, you can ask a family member, you can ask anybody. There's always help available. Reach out and ask. You can reach out either here in the comment section below or on social media, or like I said, friends, family, others that are close to you as well. But people are here for you, and we want you to know that. So thanks for hanging out with me tonight. I hope that you're always being safe. I hope that you're always wanting to just grow your knowledge in the Lord, and I hope that you're utilizing that knowledge once you've learned it. And God bless.